Hey everyone, this is Rocky, and this video will be a Geek Out bonus for the series Gotham. And in this video I'll be giving some basic information on Arkham Asylum, the character of Hugo Strange, and then give some information on kind of how I see the Asylum and everything playing in this series Gotham. So just first and foremost, want to remind everyone that Gotham will be coming back on January 5th. Alright, so let's go on to Arkham Asylum. So the full name of the asylum is the Elizabeth Arkham Asylum for the Criminally Insane, and was created on the land of the Arkham family. Now, Arkham itself is a reference to Arkham, Massachusetts from the H.P. Lovecraft writings. So that we've already seen some Lovecraft references with the Businessman of Lovecraft. So I'm fully expecting to see, possibly some Lovecraft Easter eggs within Arkham itself. Maybe some drawings on a cell or on paper, names and things like that. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Now, the thing to keep in mind about Arkham itself is it definitely has its own personality that's separate from that of Gotham City. It's still very corrupt, but it's a very, very much twisted and darker corrupt than we see in Gotham. So just some background information on Arkham is, like I said, it was originally created by the Arkham family on their basically estate by Amadeus Arkham. Now, Amadeus was treating his mother at the estate as she was very ill, and she, met a tragic end. It was later revealed that Amadeus actually euthanized his mother just due to the amount of pain and everything she was going through. It was essentially a mercy killing. But he repressed this within his own mind. Now, Amadeus himself experienced a lot of trauma before Arkham Asylum even got up and running. He was married and had a daughter, and he had previously treated this serial killer by the name of Mad Dog Hawkins. And Mad Dog was released from prison and actually tracked Arkham's family down and killed his wife and child. Again, this all takes place before Arkham even happens. And Arkham itself is seen as, essentially a cursed place. I mean, one of the designers of Arkham actually ended up going insane by the time it was created and was, himself a patient. So some of the things that happened with Amadeus is he was experiencing a lot of nightmares about a bat. So when he was working on designing the asylum, he used a lot of occult mathematics and geometry and things like that to kind of invoke these runes to kind of protect. But this just goes back to the way that Arkham just twists anyone that comes into it. And pretty much anyone that works there, you're 90% sure they're either borderline insane or completely insane. There's a few that were normal, but for the most part, no one went into Arkham and came out the same. So what happened with Amadeus Arkham is he actually ended up treating Mad Dog because he was actually committed to Arkham Asylum, and he eventually snapped and basically killed Mad Dog with electrocution. And he just spiraled down from there till he was eventually committed to the asylum himself and died within it. So we haven't heard any news about any of the Arkham family being casted. So we do know that Hugo Strange they're casting Hugo Strange, but at this time they haven't revealed who's going to be playing the part. And in one of the animated Batman series, Hugo Strange was actually presented as the lead psychiatrist at Arkham. Now, typically in the comics, he's presented as, a very much a mad scientist type. Typically either an expert in psychiatry or chemistry, things along those lines. But he's, very, very intelligent, but very, very twisted. And kind of what he's known for is injecting people with this drug that basically turns them into this giant monstrosity that, just mindless beast, essentially. And, he does this for various, shadow corporations behind him or bigger villains and things like that. But he's very much presented as a villain right away. Now, in one of the animated series, like I said, he was presented as the lead psychiatrist of Arkham. More than likely, that's probably how they're going to have him within the Gotham series. But the thing to keep in mind about him is he likes to twist people. I mean, most psychiatrists want to help their patients. help them get better. In some cases, Hugo Strange did do this. He did help people overcome whatever mental adversity they had, but then he would put them in a situation that would basically make them regress back to that or fall back just to see it happen. But a lot of times he just twisted people even more than what they already were. And he derived a lot of pleasure in this. Now, some of the things to keep in mind about him is in the comics he was highly obsessed with Batman, even to the point of wearing a Batman costume at night. And this, stalker, crazy, fanboyish, just out there mentality-wise. But he was highly intelligent. He was actually one of the few villains that figured out, that Batman was Bruce Wayne. Granted, Batman made him doubt this in the comics, so they no longer believed it, but, he did figure that out. So the important thing to keep in mind about him is knowledge is kind of his driving force. Knowledge and power over people. So, like I said, very much straight villain in the comics. I'm hoping they're going to present him that way in Gotham. We'll probably see him early on in his career. He's probably just going to be one of the head psychiatrists, not like the head psychiatrist at Arkham. But we'll see. But kind of how I see it playing out in Gotham is, like I said, we know Gordon is going to be part of security at Arkham. So we're going to see a lot of Gordon uncovering the depravity and the corruption within Arkham. And, how it relates back to Gotham itself. But like I said, it's a separate personality. So this is going to go dark. But granted, it's network TV, so they can't go too dark. But expect a lot of kind of dark, evil kind of things for Gordon to be seeing. That's just going to really affect him. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Now he's probably going to be working on exposing some things that maybe he sees Hugo Strange doing. One of those things could be actually further developing the Viper Venom drug that was shown earlier in the season, as I could fully see them using that in the asylum and testing it on patients, and that's definitely a Hugo Strange thing to do. So we also will probably and hopefully see the Balloon Man again, as more than likely he's going to be getting committed to Arkham along with those other inmates we saw at the end of the mid-season finale. So hopefully we'll see him again. It'd be nice to play off that. They are also going to be introducing the Leslie Thompkins character from the comics, and she's going to be played by Morena, and I'm sorry if I don't get this last name right, Baccarin, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. She was in Firefly, Serenity, she was in the updated V series, and most currently she's been the voice of Dr. Wells's computer Gideon on the Flash series. So in the comics, Leslie Thompkins was very much connected to the Wayne family. She was a friend of Bruce's parents and was right there helping to support Bruce after their death. She also was rumored to have kind of a romantic relationship with Alfred, but as she has not been introduced in the series yet, I'm not sure how much they're going to play off of that. I mean, they'll probably have her have a relationship with the Waynes, it sounds like, but how strong that was, I don't know, we'll have to see. But she's probably going to be kind of Gordon's source of information within the asylum. As in the comics, she was very much, for the most part, a very benevolent character. She did do some things that caused Bruce to doubt her and kind of mistrust her, but for the most part, she was very much, like I said, a benevolent character, did a lot of good for people in the comics. So she's probably going to have more of that type of personality. So like I said, she's probably going to be that more or less partner for Gordon for, part of this arc, where he's going to be finding information about Arkham, as well as additional information probably about the Waynes and the, board behind the Wayne Corporation and everything like that. So, like I said, we'll just have to see how they're going to introduce her and how much they're going to connect her back to Bruce. But it would be nice to see her connect back to the Wayne family and maybe have some scenes with Bruce, just to kind of nod back to the comics there. So the main things to keep an eye out for is we're going to find out more information about Arkham City itself and why it's been so important to the mob and the power struggles they've been having. I mean, we had mention of the Indian burial ground, which could, possibly just an Easter egg for Solomon Grundy, as opposed to actually bringing him in the story. But there's a lot of attention on Arkham City, and it's particularly Arkham Asylum, so we're going to see a lot of that pay off in the second half of the season. I'm hoping they are going to bring Nigma into it as well, because it sounds like he did some work at Arkham previously. So, and I really enjoyed the moments between Gordon and Nigma, and would definitely appreciate having some more scenes of that. So I'm not sure how much Gordon Bullock stuff we're going to get right away in the second half. It may be later on towards the end of the season that we'll see them, possibly back together. Though of note, it would be interesting if Bullock's new partner ends up being Montoya, just because I really enjoyed their partnership in the animated series. But yeah, so that's kind of how I picture Arkham kind of working in Gotham right now. Is that's going to be basically where Gordon's going to find a lot more information, possibly some more information about, like I said, the board of directors behind the Wayne Company. And as essentially they're kind of the big bads, overall big bads. So hopefully we'll actually maybe by the end of the season see one of the members of the board. But yeah, so like I said, Hugo Strange, definitely look for him being twisted and just completely off. And like I said, he's probably going to be the one that Gordon's going to be kind of investigating. Just kind of my impressions on how that's going to work out. So just want to end this with some kind of the notable patients of Arkham Asylum. As I mentioned, Amadeus Arkham, Bane, Batman himself was actually committed for a time, Black Mask, Clayface, Harley Quinn was actually working at the asylum as, I believe, kind of an intern. Her real name, Harleen Quinzel. Just as a side note, she was actually presented in the animated series, initially introduced that way. And there was enough fan support that she actually was brought into the comics as well. Hugo Strange was committed. Jeremiah Arkham, Amadeus' nephew, he was committed even after he worked at Arkham. Joker, of course, Killer Croc. Victor Zsasz himself was committed, so maybe we'll see him get committed by the end of the season. And a side note with him, just to see how twisted and how corrupt, Arkham and Gotham is, Victor Zsasz actually basically bribed one of the construction designers of Arkham to basically build a hidden tunnel from his cell to the outside, so that anytime he could just leave Arkham, go into Gotham, kill people, and come back. So, like I said, very much corrupt, very dark. Some other people we've got, Mr. Freeze was put there, Poison Ivy, the Riddler, Scarecrow, another person that actually worked, Jonathan Crane, worked at Arkham and went insane. Two-Face, I mean, pretty much a good chunk of the Batman villains went into Arkham at one point or multiple points. It's kind of a revolving door for them. It's, we don't want to use this character for a little bit, so we're going to throw him in Arkham, and then eventually they break out or are broken out or something like that. So, I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of Easter eggs for different type of characters, as well as I hope we get some Lovecraft Easter eggs, because I very much enjoy the H.P. Lovecraft writings, especially his work on Cthulhu and everything. I mean, just crazy stuff. So, like I said, a lot of twisted things are probably going to happen, and I'm very excited for the second half of Gotham and see how they're going to implement Arkham Asylum. So, like I said, just want to put a video together, give you guys some information. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give me a thumbs up and share the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, as I will be picking up with weekly reviews of Gotham once it comes back, as well as the other Marvel and DC television shows going on. And if you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. I do appreciate you coming on board and hope you're enjoying the videos. So definitely let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions on Arkham, or if you have any ideas for other bonus videos you'd like to see. Go ahead and put those down in the comments as well. With all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day now. Bye!